Hello, good evening. Shall we start? Bhagat, Monisha.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, all right. Bhagat, am I audible to you also, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let's start, okay? Yeah. Today we are going to discuss about the public debt. Okay, it's a very interesting topic. Like whenever if you are getting into service, right? Definitely, you people will be dealing with these kinds of things. The public debt, these kinds of things are very necessary for you to deal. Okay, so it is a kind of very interesting chapter, I will say. Okay, as compared to other economic portions, I believe this public finance, public debt is very interesting. So regarding the public finance, I mean, especially our budget, we will be taking that once the budget is out, so that we'll be able to get the real-time data. We can use that updations, and also we can calculate the fiscal deficit. We can know that we may be able to know that what is the fiscal deficit of India, revenue deficit, effective revenue deficit, primary deficit, kind of things are there. So we'll be in a position to understand them in a much comprehensive way once the budgets are out. Okay, so without further delay, let me 1 second, let me download my slide. 1 second, yeah. Let me download this, okay. You can see the screen, right?
No, sir.
Okay, wait, let me check 1 second. I believe now you can see. All right, you can see that Indian Economy by Mr. Vijay Krishnan. That's me. Can I see that? I believe you should be seeing it right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. So let's begin about the public service. Sorry, not public service, public debt. Public debt. As usual, okay, let's start the session by doing some PYPs. Okay, yeah, challenge. Easy question. It's when we talk about this particular chapter, that is the public debt, what you have to keep in mind is this is an integration of two subjects. That is, there is an economic angle as well as there is a polity angle. Okay, you should be dealing with these two particular subjects clearly in order to get a comprehensive understanding about the public finances in India. Okay, please make sure you are aware about the articles. Okay, articles in your constitution regarding the public finances. Okay, all right, yeah. Okay, what do you think? What can be the answer here?
Sir, just now I joined back. Can you please explain more?
No, I haven't explained about anything. You can just take the questions and you may give me an answer. Just doing some PYQ.
Okay.
Every day before you start the session, I will make people to do those PYQs.
Okay.
And people who are doing it in the YouTube, please make sure you comment the answer on the. Okay. Please comment the answer. People who are seeing it in YouTube, you can just pause it here and just type the answer before we are discussing about this answer. Okay. So Bhagat, could you give me an answer for this question? Sorry.
So just wait for a while. I'm going through it, sir.
Yeah, fine. Take your time.
So statement 1 is wrong, sir.
Statement 1 is wrong.
Wrong.
Okay.
So statement 2 is right, sir.
Statement 2 is right. But there is a controversy in this particular question. Actually, UPSC have told that this particular answer is correct. I mean, both the statements are correct. That is what UPSC have told. Like, UPSC told that it is the finance minister, okay, on behalf of the Prime Minister as well as on behalf of the President of India, okay, lay this budget. But in our polity and all, okay, in our polity and all, it is told that the Prime Minister, the Finance Minister, okay, on behalf of the Prime Minister also lays the financial statement before the House of Parliament. But when we look at the standard books, it is saying that, okay, it is okay, like it is not the Prime Minister, it is on behalf of President. On behalf of President of India, okay, this okay, this particular thing is laid before the Houses of Parliament. Whenever we are learning it, it is on behalf of President. On behalf of the President, that the budget is laid before the Houses of Parliament. Okay, so there is a confusion regarding this statement. Some of the academies say it is the answer 1. Okay, let me clarify this. I haven't went through this particular slide. The slide is created by the content team. Okay, so I have to cross-check this again. And also, I will give you a clarity tomorrow regarding this particular question. I believe it is a controversy. The answer key was saying like it is the Prime Minister, okay, plus President. It is on behalf of Prime Minister as well as President that the Finance Minister is laying the budget. Okay. What is the budget? Budget is the annual financial statement, okay, before the Houses of Parliament. I should say something. You should note that in the Constitution of India, there is no word called budget. Okay, the word budget is replaced by the word annual financial statement. This can be a question. It will say that according to the Constitution of India, in Constitution of India, there is a term called budget. They may ask, some academies used to ask. Okay, so there is no mentioning about budget, but there is mentioning about annual financial statement. Okay, so one more thing, at the union level, the second statement is correct. Please mark this one in your notebook because it is a repeated statement. Most of the time, the UPSC will come up these kinds of questions that they will ask. There no demand for grant can be made except on the recommendation of the President of India. Okay, so one second. Yeah. So this is the answer key. Okay. The President shall, in respect of every financial year, cause to be laid before both the Houses of Parliament a statement of the estimated receipts and expenditure of the Government of India for that year. In this part referred to as annual financial statement. Okay, the above articles give impression that finance ministers lay the annual financial statement on behalf of President and, okay, there is a thing, okay, and Government of India, not Prime Minister. However, there comes the thing. However, since PM is the head of the government, statement 1 cannot be said to be false either. You understood it? You understood what I mean by this? Make sure you are using the term annual financial statement. Okay? I hope we have done enough. We have done enough, efforts to understand this particular question. So from this question, okay, you should be. I have told you, right? We should keep a note called the prelims killer, where we will be making certain topics which are very important for your prelims. Okay, so you should be making notes on that particular topic, and for that you please add these topics. Okay, this is very repeating topic, like a recurring topic. Every time there will be questions from this particular topics. Okay, so what are the topics that you should be taking from here? First thing should be annual financial statement. Annual financial statement. That is the budget. Okay, topic 1. Topic 2, what? Demand for grants. Okay, demand for grants we will be discussing deeply when we are discussing the budget section. Whenever we are discussing about the budget section, we will be talking about the demand for grants. Okay, and also you should be dealing with the money bill. Okay, money bill. Okay, at this point of time, maybe compare money bill and ordinary bill. I have told you the other day that whenever you are learning something, if you learn by comparing other things, suppose you want to learn about money bill. Okay, suppose you want to learn about money bill, it is very good that if you can learn it by comparing the ordinary bills. That is, if you can take the difference between money bill and ordinary bill, and also if you can compare the similarities with money bill and ordinary bill, that is going to help you in a great way. Okay, yeah. So that's all for this particular PYQ. All right, yeah. Now let's do. Okay, now let's do the. One second. Yeah. There is Bhagat is there, Monisha is there, then who are all there? Students? Pranshu is here? Fine. Okay, so let's do the second question. In the context of Indian economy, non-financial debt includes which of the following? Housing loans owned by households, amounts of outstanding on credit card, and treasury bills. Which select the correct answer using the code given below. Correct answer is what they are asking. In the context of Indian economy, non-financial debt includes which of the following? Come on. Monisha, it's your turn, please. You understand the question? That is what I want to know first of all. You understood the question is what I need to know first.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the question? What is the question? Let's explain the question first before giving me an answer. Okay, one second. Sorry, ma'am. 1 second. The people who are watching in YouTube, please pause this video for a second and just comment the answer. What can be the answer? Okay, because that is going to give you an extra edge. Before, every time when you are watching my lectures, I will be coming up with like 5 to 6 MCQs, some questions. And you will be in a position to, before learning stuff, you should be in a position to make answers using some sort of any logical connections or things that you have read before. And maybe your current affair newspaper reading habit should give you some sort of knowledge. You should be in a position to apply those particular knowledge into the questions that you haven't read before. And you should be in a position to come up with the answer. So, okay, in that condition, could you please tell me what can be the answer, Monisha? No, just explain the question, Monisha.
Non-financial debt, which is we are getting borrowing. The non-financial debt is something it is not accounted as debt or borrowing.
Okay.
Yeah, answer is 3. Option C.
3 means?
C.
Oh, that is policy. Why?
Treasury bill is a non-financial. It doesn't consider as a debt. Maybe we can get it at any way. There is no burden on the treasury bill.
There is no burden on treasury bill. Okay.
Like a borrowing burden. It is anyway. It will be returned to the government without any drawback.
So you are saying that that is a financial debt, right?
Yeah, non-financial.
You are saying that treasury bills is a non-financial debt.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're saying answer is B, sorry, C, right?
Yes.
Is
Okay.
it D?
Who is this? Oh, Pranshu is here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Pranshu, what is the answer?
I'm not sure. Maybe D is the answer.
Why?
So non-financial is something related to, like, not related to banks. So
Okay.
financial data are usually taken by the financial entities like banks and all.
Yeah.
So housing loans are owned by households. So this can't be the answer. And
Okay, then what about the treasury bills?
treasury bills are issued by the government, like are taken by the government. So they are not a financial entity.
Very good. So let me explain. That is, there is something called financial. Okay, there is something called financial sector. Okay, what is financial sector? Financial sector includes your RBI. Okay, your banks. Okay, your NBFCs. Okay, these are called financial. Okay, financial sector. This is what including, and also your securities. Okay, your security things is also included into this financial sector. Okay, so non-financial debt. Okay, just make sure you're able to understand what I'm telling. Non-financial debt includes debts. Okay, includes debts that are owned by entities. Okay, that are owned by entities outside the financial sector. That is, the entities outside this particular sector, the loans taken by non-financial sector entities are called what? Non-financial debt. Okay. So if that is the case, what do you think, Monisha? Which all can be coming under these things? Don't be afraid. All three. Okay. Why? What about the first one? That is housing loans. Okay. It is took by the households. It is not coming under the financial sector. So this can be there. So 1 is there, B is there, C is there. Okay. Now second statement. That is amount outstanding on credit cards. Definitely it is from individual. So 2 should be there. So we are left with option 1 and B and D. Okay. And regarding the third one, we know treasury bills are issued by the governments. Okay, treasury bills are issued by the governments, which is outside the financial sector. So what comes? This also comes. So the answer should be 1, 2, and 3. Okay, as usual. Now we are going to do some. Okay, somebody want to talk? Yeah. Okay. Now, as usual, we are going to do some anatomy of this particular question, so that we can just take maximum questions. We can be able to take maximum content from this thing. Okay. So what I will say is, you don't have to worry about the non-financial debts or financial debt. But you have to worry about the things that is repeated in the options. That is especially the option C. That is treasury bills. Treasury bills is very important for UPSC. Okay, T-bills. T-bills, I will say T-bills are short term. Okay, you should be very clear with these things. The short term T-bills are basically normally short term. Okay, short term debt instruments. Okay, T-bills are mostly short term debt instruments. Okay, they are issued by the whom? The sovereign. That is the government. Okay. So one more thing you need to be learning about this is T-bills cannot be issued by the state governments. State governments cannot issue T-bills. Instead, what they can do is state developmental loans. Okay. So these are the possible questions that can be framed from the topic T-bills. Just make a note out of this. Okay, I'm just explaining things. That is very few points I'm explaining. I believe you people will be just doing some research later on, and you will be in a position to come up with more points. Okay, that is first thing. That is short term. Then issued by government. In that, it is not possible. It is not possibly issued by states. It is by the center. Okay. Then SDLs. That is state development loan. Okay. So these are the things that you want to take from this particular. Okay. No. Okay. Yeah. Now comes the third question. Follow the class. Bhagat, could you please do this question for me? Bhagat, I think you can. I'm audible, right?
Sir, yes, it was. I'm looking at the question.
Okay, man. Okay, yeah. I think I will explain. Okay. So,
Sir, it's. I'm not sure about the option 2 because the denomination in the case with respect to we owe but only via US dollars. Is it saying that same?
yeah, saying that all of India's external debt is denominated in US. That is, we only take debt in the form of US dollars.
If the case means option A and B, I mean both are allowed.
Okay. Are you aware about the Delhi Metro?
Yes, sir.
Delhi Metro Rail Limited.
Yeah.
Who is the main funder?
It's not sure about that. I know only Chennai Metro, sir. Sorry.
Okay, so you're from South, right? Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Have you heard about why we love more Japan?
Yes, sir. I mean, like Chennai Metro is partially funded by Japanese institutions.
Right. So will it be in dollars every time? Should be. It can be in dollars also. But what do you think?
But what I'm trying to say is, as dollar is being highly stable with respect to other currencies,
Okay.
so usually the denomination what they are saying is in dollars only, right?
Yeah. But true. But that is the case. Okay, let me ask you one more thing. Are you aware about the SDRs of MEI IMF?
Yeah, sir. Special
What
drag
is
rate.
it?
Special drag rate. Special drag rate.
Yeah. What is this? What is this SDRs?
I mean, like, so not sure about the thing. I mean, like, I have
No problem. You can just tell me. No, Jay, let it get it wrong. Okay, no problem. I'm not going to do anything. You can be
No, sir.
very comfortably tell wrong things. Okay.
No. So I'm not worrying about that, but I'm not sure whether it's. So with respect to what it's special drag, they are something.
It's like a basket of currency, right?
Yes.
Which all currency are there inside it?
Yeah.
Which all currency are there?
I think usually USD,
USD will be there.
pound,
Yes, sir.
Yen. Renminbi is there, right?
yuan, ruble.
Not ruble. Renminbi, right? Ruble is there. Renminbi is there. Yeah, fine. Leave it. You know that. Just don't have to worry about the rest of all the currencies that is there in SDR. But this is a PYQ. Okay, the currencies in SDR. Make sure that you are aware about it. Okay, but just let me know whether India take loans from IMF. Right.
Sir, it was.
It can be also from SDRs. Also, India may be using it, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is an external debt, right? So this include more currencies than dollar also. You see, like this. I'm not sure. I mean, basically, we don't have to be very sure about how many currencies we are taking the debt. We don't have to worry about these things. We just have to we should gather enough data and courage to say that this particular statement is wrong. You know, let me tell you something. Whenever we are approaching,
That's where I'm getting doubts, sir. Actually, that's why I'm asking whether its statement is mentioning about the calculation of debts. I mean, like.
oh, you're talking that the calculation of the debt.
Yeah,
Okay,
sir.
okay. That is the case. Maybe for our ease of understanding, we'll be definitely doing it in dollars. But my 10 is
Yeah,
denominated.
actually, usually governments or government institutions are used to say this much of US dollars we are debt owing, not like.
No, but this year there is a difference. I will tell you. I got a slide with me. I will tell you something. See, you see this? One second on this one. I have incorporated that. See, now we are just shifting that particular things, man. Now our government is in a position to take independent stand. Like you see, it's macro. That is rupee. We are mostly now, yeah. But here is billion things are there. But mostly when we are talking about, we are just shifting to this rupee thing also. Okay. So do one thing. Whenever you are see these kinds of statements, no, just believe. Okay, this is very rubbish. I know, but this is the way you should be getting some logical things.
One more thing I thought about that severity thing. Yeah, it's highly severity, sir.
Exactly. That is very extreme, right? That is all of India's external debt. All of India's external debt. Can it be also in gold also, right? Maybe 1 gram. Just think like this. I do like this. Maybe 1 gram. Or what if for $1 we are just taking some like pound, right? What if we are just doing it? Maybe yen. Maybe $1 worth of yen is if it is in our external debt thing. Okay. If it is very immature way to think like this, but in order to make sure that these kinds of questions, in order to make sure that we are able to say these kinds of questions are wrong, these kinds of visualization is very good. Maybe what is the worth of 1 paise that is we are holding like some other currency, right? That is a very possibility, right? They are saying all of India's. If that is the case, there should be one exemption. If there is even one exemption, the entire statement is wrong, right? With one exception, with very basic one exemption itself, we can say that this particular statement is wrong, right? So we'll be able to eliminate this 2 statement. Okay, this 2 statement. Okay, and also what about this first statement, Bhagat? What do you think?
So usually government is owing a lot of debts.
Okay, what about anybody is having any other opinion? Pranshu, what do you think?
So it's true.
It is true, right? Most of India's external debt is owned by government. What about Monisha? What do you think? Monisha, are you there?
Yes.
Monisha, what can be the answer? Will it be true or false? This one?
First one, true.
Right. Why? Because the government is the largest borrower, right? Largest borrower, correct? But no, that is not the case. Here in India, it is not the government that is the largest, borrower. By pointing to that, we are going to start our new chapter, that is the public debt. So first thing first, in India, the external debt, the external debt, the private entities own more external debt than the government entities. This is the first fact that you should be knowing about the public debt. That is, it is the private entities is taking or having more external loans as compared to the whom? As compared to the government. Okay. Now I'm asking you a question. We are talking about FDI. What is it? What do you remember FDI? FDI is foreign direct investment. Will it be counted as a debt? What do you think? Pranshu, what do you think? Will Bhagat. I will count to you. No, it's okay. Yeah, I actually okay. I will call your name. Okay, then you can just give me answers every time. So Pranshu, tell me, will we count FDI as debt?
No, so it's it can be compared to equity instead.
Very good. So it is not a debt, it's a kind of like a shareholding, right? The company shares are held by this particular entity who is bringing the investment. So it is not a debt. Okay. So let me ask you, I am taking a loan from HSBC Hong Kong. Okay, HSBC Hong Kong, I am taking a loan. Will it be counted as my debt? Extra debt? Is it a debt or is it a debt? What do you think?
You means you or some.
You means yeah. I mean individual. I'm not asking that. It's okay. HSBC from HSBC Hong Kong. I am taking a loan of. I mean my like a Gamify Private Limited is taking one loan from HSBC. Will it be counted as a external commercial borrowing, or will it be counted as a debt? That is my question. True or false? Or yes or no? That is you should be answering.
For you, it's debt, sir.
For me, it's debt. What about for the government? Is it debt for the government also? Well, will the not for the government? Will the government also count it as a debt?
No, sir.
Yes, it is a debt. Debt is what you should be paying it back with interest. This is called debt. Simple, right? So when it comes to the FDA, FDA is not a debt. Why? FDA here, the shares are distributed. Okay, when the shares are distributed, what happens? It becomes an equity. Equity is a kind of shareholding. Okay, for shareholding, there is nothing called debt. That is the company that is receiving the investment. Okay, the company that is maybe the Mukesh Ambani's like Geo Airlines is receiving what FDA is from Meta, that is from Facebook. They are not obliged to pay it back to Meta. Okay, so it is not a debt. All right. So while reading this first fact, we are going to a topic that is the public debt. Okay, so before that, what do you mean by public debt? Public debt is the total amount, including the total liabilities borrowed by the government to meet its development budget. It has to be paid from the Consolidated Fund of India. Okay, so what is it? Public debt. Public debt, you should be very careful. We are not talking about external debt. We are talking about the public debt. That is the debt owned by the public entity, that is the government. The debt of the government is called public debt. Okay, I think it's very clear for you. Debt of the government is called the public debt. Okay, so one more criteria to be a public debt is, okay, it should be the debt of government, and the debt, okay, and the debt is paid back from the Consolidated Fund of India. From the Consolidated Fund of India. This is the definition of public debt. Public debt is the total amount, including total liabilities borrowed by the government to meet its development budget. It has to be paid from the Consolidated Fund of India. So, what we can say? It is the borrowings of government. It is the borrowings of government. Clear? First feature. Second feature, it is mainly done for developmental budget. Developmental budget. What do you mean by developmental budget? What is the situation? That is, you have to do development, but you are facing what you are facing. Your situation in the budget, the expenditure is greater than revenue. Okay, the expenditure is greater than revenue. So suppose your budget is like, suppose you need to build roads, you need to build hospitals, you need to build the education infrastructure. Your total requirement is 10,000 CR, that is 10,000 crore. But you only have how much? You only have 5,000 CR from your revenue. As a revenue, you only got 5,000 CR from the tax revenue. The rest 5,000 CR, that is the rest 5,000 crore, you need to take it as a loan or debt, right? So this is called public debt. Okay, so the first feature is it is the borrowings of the government. Second feature is it is like, you know, it is created to finance the developmental budget. And the third feature is like it has to be paid from the Consolidated Fund of India. Now comes the question: what do you mean by Consolidated Fund of India? So what is Consolidated Fund of India? Consolidated Fund of India is an account in which all the revenues received by the central government, okay, all the revenues received by the central governments by way of direct and indirect taxes. Okay, there is an account. This is Consolidated Fund of India. What all things will be here? There will be income from direct taxes, income from indirect taxes, okay, income from borrowings, not income, the borrowings of the government, okay, and receipts from loans, okay, and loan repayments are recorded in, are not recorded, are credited in what? Consolidated Fund of India. It is established under the Article 6266 subclause 1. That is it. Okay, Article 266 provide the establishment of Consolidated Fund of India. Article 266 provides the Consolidated Fund of India. Article 267 led to the Contingency Fund of India. Okay, and Article 26 subclause 3 led to the establishment of public account. Okay, whenever we are talking about the budget is all about this Consolidated Fund of India. This is the Contingency Fund of India. What do you mean by Contingency Fund of India? Please, somebody please explain what do you mean by Contingency Fund of India?
So it is with the President of India.
Okay.
The time of crisis, we can use it.
Yeah, it is like a time of crisis. Suddenly some issues happen, like maybe some natural calamities happen, or maybe in few years back we have witnessed the COVID outbreak, the pandemic period we have witnessed it. So that is there we needed sudden requirement of fund. Currently it is like 30,000 CR. Okay, that is the 30,000 CR is the Contingency Fund of India. Okay, Consolidated Fund of India is a fund of India where the taxes collected are credited. The taxes collected are credited, both the indirect taxes. Okay, both the indirect taxes as well as the direct taxes is credited in the Consolidated Fund of India. Then comes the borrowing. Suppose the RBI is borrowing, suppose the government is borrowing from IMF. That fund is also coming into where? That is also coming into Consolidated Fund of India. Understood? And one more thing, the receipts from the loans. For example, suppose we are here. Suppose let's assume like that. Okay, Sri Lanka is there. Sri Lanka is in a financial crisis. Sri Lanka is in a financial crisis, and suddenly they are asking us, "Arey bhai, kuch paisa de do na." Then suddenly we say, "Okay, we can give you money." So we'll be giving them like 100 crore. For that every month 10 CR they will pay. We'll say like 1,000 CR. We have, suppose we have give Sri Lanka a 1,000 CR loan. Okay, this is the loan amount that we have paid to Sri Lanka, and every month they will be giving us 10 CR as the interest. Okay, so this is an income, right? This is an income to the government. So that is also credited to Consolidated Fund of India. So Consolidated Fund of India is one of the most important in financial structure that we need to be discussing as an economic student. It is the most important, fund of India. Okay, I believe you got some ideas about the Consolidated Fund of India. So what is public debt? Public debt is the total amount, including the total liabilities borrowed by the government to meet its developmental budget. It has to be paid from the Consolidated Fund of India. Okay, is it clear for you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, now let's play with some of the trivias that the UPSC is going to ask. First trivia will be, they say, okay, there is debt. Okay, there is debt. There are two kinds of debt. Debts of public, okay, that is public debt, and debt of, private people, that is called commercial debt. Commercial debt. Okay, so I need a bigger place. Let me. 1 second. I need to wait for a second. I need to draw it. Yeah. Okay. Suppose this is the debt. Okay. Debt. That debt, there are two entities that is taking debt. That is the first entity is the public entity, and the second one is commercial entities. That is the private ones. Okay. Out of the private one, you should know the internal debt is greater than external debt. Internal debt is greater than external debt. Okay, this is the diagram that you should be never forgetting. This thing, this is the enough. Okay, wait one more time. Let me give you a clarity with this statement. Okay. Okay, what I mean with this, the debt, the public debt is lesser than the commercial debt. Not debt, external debt. External, sorry. Wait. Let me give you one more. I need a, yeah. Okay. So there is debt. Okay. The public and private is there. Okay. Internal debt is 96.59%. That is the government borrow more from domestic financial system. The government borrows more from domestic financial borrowing system, borrows more from domestic financial system than the international or foreign or external, that is the correct word, that is the more than the external financial system. That is, the internal debt is more than the external debt. Okay, you should be remembering this particular data. This will be very helpful for your mains preparation. Okay, that is, the internal debt is 96.59% and the external debt is 3.41% of the total public debt of how much? What is this amount? What is this amount?
18 million crores.
18
million crores.
Yeah. So, or else in rupees, what you can say, like how many lakhs could you say, or crore? How many crore?
181 crores.
181 crore. Not 181 crore.
Sorry. 181 crores.
181 crore. Okay, everybody try on YouTube. Like the people who are watching in YouTube, please give me an answer in this, like in the comment section. What is this amount is pronounced? Okay, so before that, this is the core. Okay, that is the out of this. Okay, this is the this is the out of this 96% is in is in domestic market, and the third 3.41% is in 3.4% is in what is in the external market. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Not this one. Okay, so this is it. This is the data that you can be using. You don't have to use this one. Don't use this one. Okay. Please remember this thing. That is the 96.59% is the external, the internal, debt of the government, and only 3.41% is the external debt. Okay. And also in external debt, the private entities is having more shares than the government. Okay, the private entities is having more shares than the government. All right, yeah. So things are clear up to here, right? Agat, is it clear for you?
Yes, sir, it's clear, sir.
Okay, if that is the case, okay. Yeah, now tell me, what are the advantages? Okay, that are the advantages That are the advantages of, or what are the advantages, or maybe we can say like what are the objectives. That is what the diagram shows. There is a diagram that I will share with you. Okay, that is in this slide. Once the classes are done, today I will be sharing this particular slide. Okay. Yeah. So if that is the case, now people, it's your turn. I will take like 10 minutes. Okay, to tell me what are the objectives, or what are the objectives of public debt. Or what, it's not the correct way to frame the sentence. Like it should not be what are the objectives of public debt. It should be some other way, but we can say like what are the advantages, or what are the not advantages. I will ask you as a question itself. I will say like what why there. Okay, we'll frame it like this. Reasons for increasing public debt. I think this is a correct way. What are the reasons for increasing public debt? Monisha, please tell me one. And the people who, okay, 1 second. People who are watching in YouTube, please pause the video for a second and please try to put the comment. Then like at least try to bring up like 4 to 5 points as your answers. Okay, then you continue watching. Okay, yeah. Come on, Monisha, tell me, what are the reasons for increasing public debt in India? Or maybe in India, or maybe I'm just randomly asking you.
The expenditure was very high when compared to the revenue.
What is one of the key terms that you can use here? Increasing
Expenditure.
Expenditure is there, yeah, that is okay. We can use that, we can write that in your answer. It is well and good, no problem with that. But still I'm asking you, is there is any other way like that we can bring up this kind of things?
Boost the infrastructure.
You know about the term fiscal? Increasing fiscal expenditures. Increasing fiscal expenditure, or maybe expenditure itself. I'm just taking as you said, expenditure increase. That is what your point, right? Increasing expenditure, right?
Yes, sir.
So frame it nicely that you can say it like increasing public expenditure, and you can talk about the schemes, some of the schemes like Atmanirbhar Bharat package or Vikasit Bharat package, Amritkal package. Those are going to bring extra marks to your answers. Okay, yeah. Bhagat, give me an answer. Give me one more. Like, what are the reasons for increasing public debt? Okay, I told you whenever you are thinking. Okay,
can you please?
Sorry, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I have told you whenever you are thinking. Okay, we will take another approach also. For the time being, please think in this way. That is pestle way. What are the political reasons? Okay, we are asking, we were discussing about the reasons for increasing public debt. Okay, and also I'm asking you to give me answers like what are the reasons. Okay, and also I'm giving you a framework. It is a very common framework of pestle. Okay, pestle. Okay, pestle approach. You can give me a political reason, you can give me an economical reason, you can give me a social reason, technological reason, legal reason, environmental reason, administrative reason, or maybe geographical reason. You think like this so that you will be able to bring up diverse points from each of the topics instead of just randomly thinking. So she have brought one, political reason. That is fiscal, like the government expenditure is increasing.
Okay.
So give me an economical reason. Of course, everything is an economical reason here because we are in Indian economy portion. So definitely whatever we are telling you, there will be an economical reason for everything. But anyway, if you can try, that is a good point.
So you can add it with public development, sir, something like.
Public development. Okay, do one thing. What if I changed it as social development? Social development means women empowerment. poverty alleviation, health structure implementation, judicial system development, everything comes under this thing, no? Education. Social development is much better word than public development, right? What do you think, Bhagat? Bhagat?
Sir, can you please explain, sir? There is an internet issue on my side. Can you please?
Yeah, sure. I can explain it again. I was talking that you told me that we can write public development, right?
Yes, sir. That was it, sir.
Yes. So I'm saying can I write it as social development?
Sometimes it will be possible the same, sir. I mean, like.
Yeah. So I will tell you why
all the public developments. Yes, sir. All the public developments cannot be social development, but some social developments and all the social developments can be public development. Public development is an umbrella term where social development is a subset.
Yeah. So social development, I can talk about education, I can talk about the health, I can talk about the poverty alleviation, I can talk about the women empowerment, I can talk about the judicial system development or social infrastructure development, e-core kind of programs. Okay. I can talk about everything.
Means night
night ஒண்ணுமே நடக்க கூடாதுடா. நீ பிங்கதான் இருக்கணும். Okay. So social development. Okay, that is a better thing. Yeah. So come on, Pranchu, give me one more thing. What are the reasons for increasing public debt in India? Or maybe like what are the reasons for increasing public debt?
In technology, we can write that we lack indigenous technology. So recently, there's a push for it. But because of that, like we have earlier, we have partnered with, for example, in defense technology. So we have partnered with Russia and France. We import things. So instead of doing that, we can focus on indigenous technology. So that may be one of the reasons.
Can I say that low R&D?
Yes, sir.
But if you say that we need to increase the R&D, still the public expenditure is going to high, right?
So like in the long term, it will help to reduce.
Yes, but okay, that can be a 5th point or 6th point. That's okay. Just give me some more better points.
So fiscal deficit can be one to balance.
I'm asking you why there is fiscal deficit and you are saying that increasing fiscal deficit.
Yes, so because like the government borrows more because of that, because already fiscal deficit is there. So we take more loans to balance that.
Yeah, understood. Just taking loans to finance the loans, right? So that you got like 10,000 crores loan and you are supposed to pay 2,000 crores as interest. You are taking another loan to finance this 2,000 crore. Again, this is going to multiply. This is going to be what? Unsustainability, right? Unsustainability of debt management. In order to rectify that, we have learned about FRBM. We have learned about FRBM, right? In order to rectify these things. So that is it. Yeah. Let me give me one like better points, man. Like these are good, but I mean I need a third point. The first point is like the first point was government expenditure. Second point was social development cost. Then one more thing. Very simply you can say why government is spending.
Welfare schemes.
Welfare scheme, okay, yeah. Somehow it is also overlapping with other points also. What if, can we say like low private participation? Can we say that? Huh?
You cannot say it like that, sir.
Why, man?
So because it's not about when we speak like in a point of India's perspective, no private participation is not. The government is not trying to. The government is trying to neutralize that, but not trying to reduce private participation.
Okay. Who is the largest R&D doer of defense?
It's private still.
Who is the defense R&D private? Huh? Defense R&D are saying that the private part.
I'm getting a call.
Can I please you should. Yeah, no problem. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I will explain. I will do the debate. Okay. The thing is like he was saying that there is no private participation cannot be you cannot be considered. But I will say it can be considered. Why? Because in defense sector, the R&D is dominated by DRDO. Who is the major space player? ISRO. Okay. Who is the major railway? Still IRCTC. Right. What about the energy sector? Still it is the government. So what I'm saying, you need to privatize. So when we privatize, the government, when we privatize, the government can transfer the financial burdens to the private. They will make it efficient. Right? You take the cases of Air India. Take the case of Air India. What was the situation before before disinvestment? What was the situation? It was very weak. Now they are just improving, right? So that is the case I was talking about. Okay, Pranshu, are you clear with these things? You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bhagat, once you're done with your course, please unmute yourself and tell me, okay, if you're okay with these points that I have explained. All right. So, okay, Monisha, okay, you give me points. Okay, can we write any other points that you think by this pestle? If you're getting anything, let me know. Yeah. So these are the one of the reasons for public debt. Now we will talk about what are the objectives of public debt in India. So first objective, bridging revenue gaps. What do you mean by bridging revenue gaps? There will be expenditure. Okay. There will be expenditures. There will be expenditure. There will be income. Okay. So we need to reach our income up to this place. Okay, we need to improve our income here from here to here. So if we need to improve our income from this place to this place, this need to be funded by debt. Okay, not only debt, there are other options also, but still, in order to make sure that this portion is getting up to this place, that is, the income is increased up to the expenditure, the debt need to play a very important role. So that is the first point, that is bridging the revenue gaps. Okay, the explanation is public debt is primarily aimed at covering the shortfall arising from the mismatch between planned expenditure and planned revenue. Managing emergency. Just take the cases of COVID. What was the situation? I think you might be aware about the situations of COVID. The government was forced to increase the expenditure of the government. Okay, why government was forced to increase the expenditure of the government? Okay, I will tell you something very interesting story. Okay, so during the COVID time, during the corona crisis, what happened was there was social distancing. Okay, there was social distancing. What happens when social distancing happens? What about the production unit? The production will be very low, right? The laborers won't be able to participate that much, so the production will be very low. So what happens if the production is low? If the production is low, what about the income? Sorry guys, yeah. So if the productions are if the production is low, what about the employment? Pranshu, what about the employment?
Goes down, sir.
Goes down. Employment goes down. Then what about income? What about income? Come on, say it. Falls down. Income falls down. Then what about the savings then?
This also, sir.
Okay, so that when people are just save their money with the banks, the bank use that particular money to lend, right? So what happens is the investment, that loans are used to do investments, right? What about the investments? Monisha, what about the investment? Monisha, what about the investments? Okay, now Pranshu, tell me, what about the investments?
So it goes down.
Investment goes down. If the investment again goes down, what will be the situation? Again, the employment will be low. If the again employment is low, again the production is going to down. So this is going to be a vicious, right? This is going to be a vicious situation. This is going to be a vicious situation. Okay, this is going to be a vicious cycle. Or maybe we can say, I can just say one more word here. If I am telling that if the employment is going down, if the investments are going down or the employment is going down, what about the case of poverty? Pranshu, what about the case of poverty?
Increases, sir.
Poverty increases. Okay, poverty increases. Consumption, what about the consumption? Consumption also decreases. When consumption decreases, again the production decreases. Okay, if you have only income, you will be able to consume, right? If you are not able to consume, there won't be much production. This is going to create a vicious situation. So what government did after the COVID breakdown, or even after the COVID package? They declared a stimulus. They declared stimulus. What is the intention behind this stimulus package? The intention behind the stimulus package was like the government will be giving credit to the businesses, so that the credit businesses again will be okay. They planned two things. That is, one, they were on a faster rollouts of vaccines and vaccination, and they increased the credits. When the credits increased, okay, when the credit of the business, when the businesses are available with much clear credit, they will start the production. Or it will, okay, then what the government did, they also planned the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. What is Jan Dhan Yojana? Suppose they are just putting up assume 5,000 rupees into an account. What you will be doing when the government is when the government is giving you 5,000 rupees, you will use that to buy your, you will do consumption will be done. What is the consumption? You consume food, you consume your food, okay, you consume milk, okay, egg, okay, and also that is going to increase the demand. So that demand is going to increase the production. That way government is pumping money, okay, government is pumping money to the economy. So what is the problem with that? When government tried to pump money during the COVID time, what was the situation? The exchequer was already empty. Why? Because there is no production. The people are not getting any income, so the taxes are low. The tax revenue is low. So in order to finance these things, they should go for debt. So this is the role of debt. This is one of the objectives of the debt. That is to manage emergencies. Then comes what? Alleviating economic depression. During economic downturn, public debt helps stimulate the economy by what? Stimulate the economy by compensating for reduced investments and consumer spending. Okay, before explaining that, let me just show you the business cycle. We have discussed it multiple times. Still, I just want to show you that because that is going to help you understand these terms in a better way. Okay, so we know this is the point of depression. Okay, there is depression. What is the cases of depression? Low investment, okay, low consumption, or low consumer spending. Consumers are not spending. Maybe suppose this is not the case, but I'm telling you, suppose this is the COVID time. What government did? Government give money to the public. Okay, you take this through PM Jan Dhan Yojana. What they will do? They consume. When they consume, the economy will, okay, whenever they are consuming, consumption is there. Consumption leads to more production. More production leads to more employment. More employment leads to more income. More income means tax to the government, and more income means tax to the government, and also more income means what? More savings and leads to more investment. More income means more consumption. You understood this? So this is the alleviating economic depression. Okay? Whether these things are clear for you? Monisha, Pranshu, Bhagat, for everybody, is it clear?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a question.
Please ask. Yeah.
Sir, in the COVID, what could have been done to improve the condition?
Okay, I will tell you what the government have done. Okay, that is one of the best way that we can elevate the thing. Okay, before that, let me explain about the two theories. Okay, in economics, one is classical theory. Okay, classical theory, and second one is Keynesian theory. The classical theory. Okay, so the classical theory are of the opinion that everything in the economy should be driven by market, should be based on market. Demand and supply should be the key factor deciding price of the commodity, or everything should be decided by the market. That means the government have no roles. Everything should be on the basis of market forces or market demand and supply. So that is the case of classical economics. So in 1929, there happened a Great Depression, okay, which proved that this classical theory is wrong. The classical theory is wrong. So what came then? Then there came a great guy, okay, John Maynard Keynes. Okay, John Maynard Keynes came. He told the market should not be left alone every time. The market should not be left alone every time. There should not be always laissez-faire. There should be sometimes the government should interfere. The government should interfere. Okay, so by following this Keynesian model only, our government during 2021, they have announced about the Atmanirbhar package. Okay, so what is the Atmanirbhar package? They are providing stimulus to the economy. Okay, how? First one, boost MSMEs. What is the advantages of boosting MSME? There will be many low labors are required. Okay, that is only 2 to 3 to 4 people are required to run an MSME. So social distancing is possible. So how they boosted the MSME? They provided a lot of loans like PM Swanidhi. Okay, and also that Mudra loans. Okay, Lakpati Didi's schemes. Okay, that is the first thing. Second thing, they have supported the agricultural loans. Why? You might have seen even during the pandemic time, the agriculture maintained one of the positive growths in India's economy. Why? Because agriculture are happening. What is the reason? I will tell you what happened in COVID. From the migration have started from the urban areas to rural areas. They have no jobs in rural area. What is the main jobs of rural people? That is agriculture. The people who have reverse migrated, that is the term used, the people who have reverse migrated from urban areas to rural area started to commit agricultural practices. Okay, so what the government have did? The government have promoted exporting. And also government have one more thing. They have promoted food processing industries. Why food processing industry? The trucks, the loads have some restrictions to travel on the roads because of the COVID-19 pandemic restriction. The logistical efficiencies become very bad. So what happens? Suppose there is a tomato harvest happened. Okay, tomato harvest happened. What is the situation? It will get, it will be getting perished in like 4 to 5 days. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 6 days it will get perished. So what government did this? They supported FPIs. By supporting, I mean they started to give financial loans assistance to FPIs. So this kind of structure, this kind of setup started to get more started to get more processing production, and that generated employment. And also they have established what during the COVID time, one of the reason is food. One of the problem was food security. For that, what government have did? The government had come up with the idea of one nation, one ration card. That is, if you are an Indian, suppose in Kerala, what we can see is there are lot of northeastern people working in Kerala. So what happened during the COVID? They started to go to their places in fear that they are going to die due to starvation in Kerala. So what the government have planned? They have planned about one nation, one ration card. That means if you have a ration card in Nagaland, okay, if you have a ration card in Nagaland, you can get your Andyodaya rice or whatever it is, like your wheat, your rice, everything in Kerala. You can use the same ration card. So that is one of the scheme. And also government have come up with the PM Jan Dhan Yojana. I have told them before itself. So what happened? Government have gave people what? Government have give people the money to consume. This is the way how government have managed with the COVID. Ranchu, is it clear for you?
Yes, sir.
Should I whether I have answered your question?
So where was the problem then? Like everything, it was a natural calamity. So government tried its best. So where was the problem?
Okay, what problem you are talking about? Whether the increasing natural, like the deaths of the cases related to COVID deaths?
No, sir. Like when we say that in COVID, this could have been done better. So what were those cases which could have been done
okay,
better?
let me tell you something. As a UPSC aspirant, okay, I will tell you something. For economical government policy, you should be supporting your economic survey. If the economic survey is saying that we have wonderfully managed COVID, we say, yes, we have wonderfully managed COVID. That should be your statement. You don't have the right to speak against government as a bureaucrat because you are a government. So what the narratives? Some people can say, what about the demonetization? People can say, difference of opinions can be there. Some may come and tell that, okay, this is a great success. Others may come and tell, no, this is not a great success. Why? Because these issues are there. But what about GS3? Two opinions. So whenever you are talking, okay, when you refer to the PIB, that's the reason why we always, we teachers always ask you students to read visit Rajya Sabha TV. No, there is no Rajya Sabha TV right now. It was Sansad, I guess. You visit that one. You take the government documents. You should be looking up more economic survey. Why? Because there you will be getting a pro-government view. In your answers also, you should say that. Ultimately, you should say that the government is doing their best to bring things in a wonderful way. You don't have the right to speak against the government. Okay, that is narrative. People always say that is a problem, there is a problem. Things are there. Like I will tell you, like I'm not a great. I don't have the habit of preaching for governments, but still I will tell that. In case of I was just started my preparation during the COVID-19 pandemic. It was in the year 2020 I started my preparation. I was very I got an opportunity to closely observe every developments of the COVID, from the extreme COVID waves to these silly things. Okay, so I will tell you something. Whoever may be in the position, okay, right now in the center, maybe anybody in any region, any country, everywhere, it created a chaos. Okay, it's a chaos. It's an unplanned thing. Let me tell you something. In a country like India, okay, in a country like India, which is having the largest population on the planet, okay, I will say we have managed it in a well and good way. It might have been very bad if the system was very inefficient, but we were able to bring everything in a super way. But there are some issues, of course, whenever it is like, every world is in a problem. Like even the China, even the US, created a lot of problems. So, yeah, I will say it is managed in a better way. And everything we can say that it can be managed in a better, it can be better, it can be better. Everything we can say right now. Even the India have played the World Cup, we could have said that okay, they can finish, they might have, they could have finished it in like 35th hour. Whatever, like it's very easy to comment on things, but it's very hard to do the action. Okay? Is it clear for you? Should I explain some more?
No, sir.
Okay, whether I answered your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Then whatever the next, what is the elevating depressions? We know. Then controlling inflation. Okay, controlling inflation. You understood, right? The public debt. Helping and controlling inflation. Then funding developmental project. Simple one, just read, you will improve. Improving education and social services. Okay, maintaining public support, sometimes to avoid unpopular tax increases. Unpopular tax increases. Suppose suppose I'm telling you, what if we need a 10,000 crore package? 10,000 crore package. Okay, 10,000 crore package to. Okay, 10,000 crore package to improve the road infra. Okay, instead of taking loan, what if the government increase the tax? That is going to burden the people. Anyway, this is also going to very indirectly burden the people itself. The tax money, that interest rate will be charged from the consolidated fund of India, and ultimately the taxes are paid by the public only. But still, we can just curtail the fluctuations of taxing. Like today I'm taxing this much because we need this much money. Tomorrow I'm cutting it short. Day after tomorrow I'm saying, okay, we need this much expenditure, so I'm increasing the tax. So that kind of fluctuation, like, unpopular tax increases, okay, can be avoided. Okay? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
What about Monisha?
Yes, sir.
Bhagat?
Not here.
Huh?
Not here.
Not here, okay. Yes, so let's talk about some of the things, okay? The legal framework for management of public debt in India. Okay, I have talked about Fiscal FRBM Act, right? FRBM, Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act of 2003. It provides a legislative framework for reduction of deficit and thereby debt of central government to sustainable level over a medium term. I will told you that is the FRBM. Okay, 1 second. Yeah. I told you that is the FRBM. Okay, that is the FR. 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, sorry. Okay. So I have told that FRBM is an act that is legislated to, okay, that is legislated to curtail the unsustainable, okay, deficit practices, right? In that they are asking to control the fiscal deficit. Okay, that is fiscal deficit, we can say as borrowing, that is debt. Okay, so FRBM controls the debt. Okay, please remember these targets. Okay, it set a target of containing central government debt to 40% of the GDP. Okay, say, okay, 40% of the GDP. Okay, and general government debt, that is general government debt means combined, that is the central government plus state government. Okay, so there plus the PSUs, okay, every total debt should be controlled to 60% of the GDP. Okay, that is one of the targets set by the FRBM. Okay, and also according to the RBI Act of 1934, according to the RBI Act of 1934, Okay, RBI was obliged to manage central government's public debt. Okay, you should be very clear with these kinds of statements, because in UPSC that they used to ask these kinds of statements. They will come up and say that the central government's debt, public debt, is handled by RBI. It is true. Okay. Then there is another act, that is the Government Securities Act of 2006. Okay, it amends the law relating to government securities and its management by RBA. With this, the Public Debt Act of 1944 ceased to apply to the government security. That is the replacement of Public Debt Act with the Government Securities Act of 2000. It's not much important. Okay, just read it. That's it. Okay, yeah. Now, I told you about the public debt. The public debt can be divided into internal debt and external debt, which is like 66.3 something, and this is like 3.4 or something like that. Okay, this is the external debt. There are marketable and not marketable, not that important. Okay, just know these are the tools. Okay, these are the tools. These are the tools used by the government to take. These are the tools used by the government to take debt. Okay. So then comes the external debt. Most of the external debt is from multilateral agencies. What do you mean by multilateral agencies? The agencies like IMF, the World Bank, these IDA, IBRD. IDA and IBRD are organizations under World Bank. Okay, IDA, IBRD. When we are discussing about the economical organization, Global Economical Organization, okay, we will be discussing about World Bank groups of banks, IMF. Okay. Okay, then ADB, that is Asian Development Bank. Then comes the New Development Banks. Okay, then Asian Infrastructural Investment Banks. Okay, so there are a lot of things. Okay, New Development Banks comes under the BRICS setup. Okay, these are the agencies from where we are taking our debt. Okay, then there is something called marketable debt. I have just incorporated it. I know whenever you are reading it, you may face some sort of like doubt regarding what do you mean by this marketable debt or something like that. So I have just incorporated it. So these are government securities that can be traded in the open market. That is marketable. That means they are tradable. You can sell it someone else. Others can buy it from you. That is the very changed ChatGPT definitions. I have just screenshotted it. Okay. Non-marketable debt. It's very simple, which is stable and long-term saving, which cannot be marketed or which cannot be sold or buy. Okay. So that is the loans, things and all. External debt, that is the borrowings from foreign governments, international financial institutions, and through sovereign bonds issued to the foreign investors. Okay, it includes loan. That is a key term. You should not miss it out. External debt should include the loans from the World Bank, Asian Development Bank, bilateral credit. Suppose bilateral credits means what? Japan is giving India a 1 billion loan. That is also an external debt. Okay, yeah. So how we are managing the public debt? The public debt management and associated agencies, we can say that the RBI plays a central role in the management of India's internal debt. Okay, I have told you in the beginning itself, according to which act? It is the RBI Act of 1934. According to the RBI Act of 1934, it is the duty of the RBI to manage the central governments, not only central governments, the India's internal debt. Okay. Then, as per the Reserve Bank of India Act of 1934, I was saying that RBI serves as both the government's banker and public debt manager. It is the responsibility for it is RBI's responsibilities for issuing government securities. Please don't confuse that. It is the SEBI that is issuing government securities. You should not confuse that. Okay, you should know that it is the RBI that is issuing. It is the RBI that is issuing the government securities. Okay, managing government's debt and handling monetary policy. We know that the public debt and money supply have some relation. If the government want to increase the money supply, they can increase the public debt. And also you know that if the interest rate for the debt that the government is going to earn, that is going to reduce the money supply, right? Okay, these things are clear for you, right? Should I explain on it? Monisha, is it clear for you that public debt and money supply relation with the relationship between public debt and money supply?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what about Pranshu?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Super. Now, when we talk about the public debt office, it is public debt office. This can be a potential question. Okay, comes not under the Ministry of Finance. Please make sure it is not coming under the Ministry of Finance. People, most of the time, when UPSC want to frame something, they will come up like this. That is, the public debt office comes under the Ministry of Finance. Okay, you can say that it is operated under RBI. It is operated under RBI and responsible for the issuance and serving of government securities. Okay, then it maintains the records of government debt and ensure timely payment of interest and principal to the investors. Okay, as we have discussed in the beginning, okay, the reasons for increasing public debt in India: persistent fiscal deficit, that is persistent fiscal deficit, that is the central government's gross fiscal deficit stood at 15 lakh crore for 2005 against the revised estimates of 6.9 lakh. That is, they are like more than there is a difference of 8 lakh crore. Okay, sorry, 80 there is a difference of this much amount according to the revised estimates as well as the estimated cost. Okay, then high revenue expenditure. High revenue expenditure means what? The total expenditure stood at 46. That is the expenditure. Okay, 40 lakh crore with revenue expenditure. Okay, high revenue expenditure. So in order to explain this point, I have to talk about revenue expenditure, capital expenditure. There is a difference that we will be discussing later. Okay, higher revenue expenditure. Okay, then external debt growth. India's external rose 10% to at the end of March 2025. Okay, we don't have to go that detail. Okay, don't need that much. Okay, pandemic era spending. Your point that you have mentioned is also a good thing. So we have talked about the public debt. Now let us know what are the way forward. What is the method, or what is the solution to reduce the public debt of India? So what we can be doing is way forward. Like one is shift toward debt-to-GDP ratio as a fiscal anchor. That is simple. What do you mean by this statement? That is, the government should consider debt to GDP as a criteria to decide the financial discipline. The financial discipline can be analyzed using the debt to GDP ratio. Okay, then active debt management via bond switching. What is the difference between loans? Like, loans maybe sometimes can be, not sometimes, most of the times it is short term. It is short term. So what it is saying is, instead of these short term things, what you can do, why can't you switch to these long term bonds? Okay, that is going to bring better weightage. Okay, not weightage, that is going to bring better management capabilities, or better ease of management can be, or administration can be better. So what is saying, like active debt management via bond switching. A bond switch is a mechanism through which the government replaces existing shorter duration sovereign bonds. Sovereign bonds means government bonds with long duration papers. Okay. The weighted average maturity of outstanding stock of central government market borrowing has risen from 10.4 years in 2018-19 to 13 years. So they are saying bond switching is a good thing. Okay, then subsidy rationalization, tax reforms. Right? Subsidy, yesterday that we talked about the subsidies, right? So that should be rationalized. That means there should be some rationale behind. There should be a rationale behind fixing the subsidies, and also tax reformations. Okay, so that is also needed. Why tax reformation? With the tax reformation only, we will be able to bring more people into the taxation slab, and also we need to bring the efficiency in tax collecting. Then only the tax revenue will be increasing. When the tax revenue is increasing, the overall revenue of the government will be increasing. When the overall revenue is increasing, they can reduce the debt. They can depend on the domestic tax collections. Okay, so this is what it is called, the subsidy rationalization and tax reformation. And GST, guys, the GST, when it was established, this is one of the criteria, that is one of the objective, that is to rationalize the taxations so that it will improve the government revenue. Okay, and that is a successful project. Then establish, one of the recommendation was to establish Public Debt Management Authority. Establish a Public Debt Management Authority. Establish a PDMA, Public Debt Management Authority. Why? It would enable RBI to focus on its core function. You देखो अभी पूरा का पूरा काम कौन कर रहा है? पूरा का पूरा काम is done by RBI. Okay, when that is the case, the efficiency will be questioned. The efficiency will be at stake. So, what is the solution? The solution is to make sure you are creating a statutory body called Public Debt Management Authority, so that the RBI can focus on its core functions. Okay, that is to target the inflation in the economy and regulating banks. Okay, people? Okay, yeah. Now, tell me, do you have any doubts regarding the topic?
No, sir.
Okay, what about Monisha?
No, sir.
All right. So, shall we wrap up? We are done. Yeah. Hello. What's okay? Yeah, Monisha, please.
No, sir, nothing.
Okay. So, yeah, if so, we'll just wind up the class. That we'll call the class off.
So, one thing.
Yeah.
Could you please share this PDF? Because it will be really helpful for us.
Is it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 1 second. 1 second. Yeah. One second. It's in your group now. Okay, I have shared it. Yeah, 1 second. Actually, you should be like reading that Nitin Singhani also, okay? You should not rely completely on my, you should not completely on my PDF. You should also read Nitin Singhania's Indian Economy, which is a good book, okay? And also, I have shared you a PDF, right? That is enough for your mains. That 160 some pages are there. Okay, just read it. That's a good book. Okay.
So one thing in that, like the data is of 2023 year.
Yes.
Is it okay if we write that data?
Yeah, there will be some particular data that you can just Google it and get. But sometimes like the data is like inflation, the data is like unemployment, those things keep on changing. So do one thing, those kinds of data you can just Google and update it over there. And other data is like some of the, or else you can also say like approx, if you can add the word approximately, you can also just, you can take that data as well. But it is better if you can just update on that. And if you are able to update it, you won't be forget, you will remember it later also. So I will say it is better if you can update the data.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes. Please use it, people. Okay, I have shared it with all the students. It is a good material, I will say. It is going to solve your problems. Like, it is going to help you like to cut your entire preparation by 20 to 25 days. You don't have to search Googles. You don't have to search other materials. Just stick on to that particular material to complete your GS3 economy portions and agricultural portions. It's a great thing. So whenever you are like, let me take a moment. Okay, we'll just wrap it down. Okay, wait for a second. I will just, yes, I need to write some. Yeah. Okay. So whenever you are learning a topic on economy, whenever you are learning a topic on economy, there should be a checklist, that is a data to introduce. A data to introduce. Please take the note of it, okay? A data to introduce. Okay. Then a diagram to value addition. A diagram to value addition. That is for the body part. A diagram. A committee to recommend way forward. A committee to recommend way forward. A committee to recommend way forward. And government schemes to support government schemes to support achievements. Is the 4 points clear for you? You should be needed. Suppose you are reading about inflation, you need a data, that is current GDP inflation is this much to introduce. A diagram to value addition. There should be a diagram which we show right now. Like these kinds of diagrams are enough. The inflation leading to this, leading to that, that is leading to this, again that is leading to inflation. Okay. A diagram. A committee for recommendation. That is, suppose we are talking about Raghuram Rajan Commission, inflation, Raghuram Rajan, Urjit Patel, Narasimham committee. Okay. So these kinds of committee for your recommendation. You should be saying, according to Raghuram Rajan committee, this and this should be done to curtail inflation. According to Urjit Patel committee, this committee should be set up to make efficient administration of the inflation. Okay. Then government schemes, like maybe financial inclusion, you should be talking about Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Regarding employment, you should be able to come up with Skill India Mission. Regarding women empowerment, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao. Okay. Regarding poverty, you should be knowing about multidimensional poverty index or maybe some other schemes that is majorly for national rural livelihood mission for poverty alleviation. This is it. Okay. You understood this 4 checklist? If these 4 checklists are checked, okay. If these 4 checklists are checked, you are done with the content part. Then the rest, like, I always say, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages? It's very easy for you to come up with an answer for these kinds of things. You should need some framework, that is Fiscal, some kind of, templates to think. If you got the templates to think, easily you can frame answers. Okay. But you should need these kinds of data and validation for each and every topic. From where you can get it, very simple. Take that particular PDF that I have shared with you. Just take everything from it. Just take it like, you make another file out of it by taking this checklist. You by like, for example, like taking a data. Suppose there is a topic called poverty. You take the data from the PDF. Take a diagram. If there is no diagram, you Google it and take a diagram from the Google. Then you should take some committees. For example, there is Lekdawala committee. There is Sachin Tendulkar committee. There is Suresh Tendulkar committee. There is Rangarajan committee. Then Nidhi Aayog report on poverty. Okay, those kinds of things should be there. And also some of the government scheme. You make a separate note out of it for this kind of thing. And you should, take the 164 pages. You make value additions. Okay, you take value additions from this and make a 30-pager note and revise it like more than 30 times. And you won't forget it, and you are going to get an easy marks in, very easy marks in, like GS3. Okay, this is what note I have done last year. Look, no, sorry for my mains preparation. I haven't done this thing. So now, for my current mains, I'm doing it. I'm just religiously following those kinds of things. Not mains, for my preparation. Okay? Is it clear? Pranshu, yes. Monisha? Okay, Monisha is not here. So Pranshu, was it clear for you?
Yes, sir.
Should we discuss more?
No, sir, that's it.
Okay. Okay then, good night. Chalo.
Good night, sir.
Yeah.